Hey everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. Welcome to your Love and Life reading, focused on the first half of October from the 1st through the 15th. We are officially in Libra season, guys. But before we dive right into your reading for your particular zodiac sign, I just had a quick announcement. So starting this October onward, I'm going to be offering extended readings for my Love and Life series readings for those who are interested in watching a longer reading. So here on YouTube, I more than likely will only offer 15 to 20 minute readings focused on the Love and Life readings. And if you want to check out the rest of it, part 2, I guess you could say, that'll be available on my Patreon page. All right, guys, and I'd love for you to be a patron if that's something that you're interested in. And of course, I'll include that link down below in the description box, along with all the other information that you're going to need if you're interested in ever booking a reading or purchasing any of my decks and other merchandise. All right, guys, so that's about it. That's all the announcement I really have this time around. Let's dive right into your reading. Here we go. All right, Capricorn, let's get right into your Love and Life reading for the first half of October from the 1st through the 15th. Starting with these two decks, this one's my Shadows and Secrets deck, and we'll go ahead and grab some insight from Twin Flame Shadows deck by Mystic Moon. General, as always, please keep that in mind throughout this reading. Take from it what makes sense for you, release the rest. All right, so let's begin. And we're going to be taking a look at past energies and challenges that your connection might have encountered. Let's grab some insight here. All right, so for Capricorn, Love and Life. Here we go. What are some of the challenges that you might have faced in the past? We do have the Prisoner. Okay, so this card says, chained to a loveless relationship for financial security or codependent reasons, desiring freedom but failing to break free, extramarital affairs. So some of you guys might have gotten yourself involved in third-party situations, extramarital affairs, as it says. You could have been dealing with a person that was unhappy in their partnership, but at the same time they couldn't leave due to financial security, or they were codependent on that person. Okay, we also have Wild Cat coming through. Hisses at you when they don't get their way, spoiled, capricious, impulsive, frequent temper tantrums. I can't speak. So that could have also been a part of the vibe that you were dealing with. And lastly, we have identity crisis. Often loses their identity in a relationship, confused about who they are, pretends to be put together, their reality is chaotic, questioning one's sense of self. All right, so you could have encountered any of these situations, either one of them, all of them. All right, so it's up to you how you interpret that. Let's go ahead and grab some additional insight from the Twin Flame Shadows deck here. So definitely taking a look at the more challenging parts of the connection initially, and how it's affecting your life, or how it affected your life, and how any of those lingering energies might be affecting you today. Robotic. Okay, someone's just going through the motions in a partnership. I feel that for this person who might have been chained to a loveless partnership, just going through the motions, possibly just pretending to be into that person, but really they were not. All right, they could have gotten themselves into very uncomfortable situations, or because of what was happening here, it made you feel uncomfortable being wrapped up in that drama. And then we've got emptiness coming through here. Okay, so let's clarify these messages with some tarot. I'm going to pull from my tarot teacher deck here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Capricorn. What else do we need to know? Past energies and challenges that you have faced. All right, so we do have the Page of Cups coming up in the reverse. This is I'm telling you, I can't speak today. Bad news, broken dreams, broken proposals, emotional immaturity, somebody feeling very insecure, the disappointments that you have encountered in this connection. Wow. And I'm not surprised. It's right next to the Prisoner card, you know. Five of Cups, also very challenging. Fives can be tapped into adversity in tarot. Feeling very sad, that sense of loss, grief, disappointment. Both of these cards really tapped into disappointments that you might have encountered in your partnerships. Regrets, which interestingly enough, that's the next section that we're going to be taking a look at. So, Seven of Pentacles, it requires time, honestly. You know, it represents hard work that pays off. Yes, that things might still be able to come together, but it's going to take time for all of those things to happen. Let's see what else here. Divine Feminine, you're coming through as this Queen of Cups. Some of you guys could be dealing with a feminine who's got water in their chart. Could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Or if this is you, Divine Feminine, tuning in, and if you're able to resonate with the energies of the Queen of Cups, you're someone who's very caring. You care a lot about your masculine. You perhaps represent this very emotionally stable individual in the partnership. You could have been dealing with a masculine who's coming through with this very robotic vibe. And that you have perhaps been hurt by people that got you involved in a third-party situation, or you could have been on the receiving end of getting hurt in that way. Infidelities. We've got the Nine of Wands. I can't help but feel that perhaps for the Divine Feminine, of course masculines can relate to this too, but I am feeling it very heavily for the feminines here, who are feeling quite guarded. You've been hurt by this situation. It definitely tested you. You've encountered something very difficult in this partnership in the past. Maybe you didn't even know who you were dealing with after a while. You know, they had that whole identity crisis thing going on. They didn't even know who they were, so how could they be real with you? So I feel part of that energy from the Prisoner card, extramarital affairs, infidelities, cheating, lying, third parties, you name it. You could have been on the receiving end of all that drama. And so now here you are creating these boundaries and walls for yourself to protect that heart space of yours. This could also be representing past energies here, which of course that's what we're looking at here. But the World card is all about cycle completion. So cycling the past out of your life. It's a done deal. It's a thing that happened in the past. It's no longer perhaps a part of where you're at now, and certainly not a part of what it is that you're looking for in the future. You know, you're taking a look at the possibilities of where you want to end up, hopefully creating a very happy outcome for yourself, not just in your love life, but just life overall. You want to be fulfilled in your partnerships, not having to deal with somebody that gets you into a third-party situation, or there's this codependent energy, and it just could have been a very unhealthy relationship initially. So definitely could have disappointed you, but I feel they disappointed themselves because they did not act from a place of authenticity or integrity. I do get, though, for some of you guys, you saw this person as a very romantic person. Could have been a very strong connection, but, you know, at the end of the day, maybe you were just one of their options. They were entertaining way too many people, and again, third parties. They could have been talking to more than one person here. And so right now, perhaps what you're being directed to do, Capricorn, is to just focus on yourself, to create a new beginning for you. Focus on filling your own cup in the meantime, rather than expecting this person to be able to do that for you. You have to be able to achieve that on your own. This is telling you that new beginnings are on their way. You've got new relationships that might be a part of your future. Somebody that you can really fall in love with and have a great connection with, and that your love life will ultimately improve, and that you've got better choices that you can make in the future. So I'm really feeling, when it comes to this past energy, it really is a done deal. It is a thing of the past, and maybe you have created movement for yourself to be able to find the right kind of love for you, you know. So let's go ahead and grab some energies when it comes to what's coming through here. And what are their regrets? What are their biggest regrets when it comes to you? So I'm going to go ahead and grab some insight from my silhouettes deck here. Their biggest regrets when it comes to you, Capricorn. What do they regret? Perspective. Sometimes it helps to see things from a new angle. They could have been really closed-minded, you know, unable to really see things from your perspective. And when it came down to communication, maybe you guys just were not seeing eye to eye. That is just what I'm feeling here, you know, and maybe that's why you're feeling a little bit guarded, because they just didn't give you an outlet to be able to speak your truth, you know. Look at this, dirty. You knew what you were getting into, now clean it up. And that's a part of their regrets, that they got themselves into a situation where they got their hands dirty. There could have been some infidelities, as we've already mentioned, in the partnership. Extramarital affairs has already presented itself in this reading. So third parties is what's coming through very heavily for me in this connection. And maybe, Capricorn, you decided to end things, you decided to fly away. And it does say the only limits are the ones you place upon yourself. And that's true. We have revelation coming through as well. Sometimes you have to spend time in the darkness so you can finally see the light. And I can't help but feel that for this person that you're focused on, when you decided to detach and leave their life, they had to deal with whatever this darkness was that they created in order for them to have that revelation, to be able to see things from a lighter perspective, you know. But there's this vibe coming through that it was a toxic situation, and they've got a lot of regrets over perhaps getting you involved in a partnership where they knew they were in no position to be able to perhaps offer you anything more than what they already did. Could have just been a physical connection also. That's what I'm getting from that. So let's clarify with some additional tarot messages. I'm going to pull from my Tabby Tarot Teacher deck here. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Capricorn. So they definitely have regrets over creating situations that were very challenging to begin with and allowing this toxicity to be a part of the equation. And so because it ended up being a toxic situation, more than likely you ended up walking away from them. You represent that light in their life, and once you detached, I feel their world changed. You know, their life as they knew it was very different. You represent that light through the happiness that you brought in. Ten of Swords. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is backstabbing. This is betrayal. The relationship fell apart. You severed ties. You ended things, and it was a very painful breakup, I feel. Can't make it up. Look at this. 8 of Cups, walking away. Toxic. You got to know when to walk away. And I have a feeling you finally took control of a situation because they got their hands dirty and you didn't want anything else to have to do with that drama. You walked away from it. It just was not working for you. So you abandoned ship, perhaps. You could have been dealing with this King of Swords. Okay, so Divine Feminine. If you were dealing with somebody like this, your person could have been an air sign. Okay, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. So King of Swords, they're all about structure, very routine oriented. They tend to think more rationally rather than from their emotions and their heart space. The King of Swords could also be very arrogant and cold when it comes to communicating and interacting with you. Okay, and you might have, again, detached yourself from this person. We've got the 6 of Swords, and then we've got the 10 of Cups. So I feel once you detached, and I'm feeling this especially for my feminines, but, you know, if you happen to be masculine and if you relate to that, of course, you can take the message. Six of Swords is healing. This is releasing past baggage. This is moving forward, away from this toxicity, away from somebody who got you into the situation where it was a mess. So you're transitioning away from that. You're leaving all of that behind. And by doing that and taking control, this is where you're headed. If you haven't gotten here yet, Capricorn, this is the Ten of Cups right here. You're meant to find happiness in your love life, where things will fall into place with the right person, with a soulmate, a very strong soul bond that you will feel with the right individual. This is your dream manifesting right here in love and romance. You will find happiness only after transitioning away from whoever it was that you dealt with in the past, that you perhaps know in your heart of hearts they just were not a very good partner for you. And there could be some of you that feel this person needs to come towards you as a better person if you were to accept them back in. And of course, there's that possibility. We don't ever want to close ourselves off to the possibility that somebody could change, work on themselves, come towards you as a better version of themselves. So if there's a part of your heart that's even open to that possibility, they're going to have to prove it to you, you know. But they clearly have so many regrets that they even got you involved in a situation that was toxic and unhealthy to begin with. So they had to experience life without you, without your light. They got their hands dirty, and as it says, they're going to have to clean up that mess. And in the meantime, here you are taking control of your life, moving forward, and possibly might have already found love elsewhere. Okay, so if you haven't already, if you're still single, if you are still healing from this whole experience, I feel you're meant to find happiness eventually. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave this one, guys. If you're interested in watching the rest of this reading, it will be available on my Patreon page. And if you are interested in your own personal private reading, that information is down below in the description box. All right, guys, so please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.